This is the last of a 3-part mini-series about the Technical Director's Work Experience Week. In the UK, school kids have to do 1 week's work experience in Year 10. She decided to work for me, and so we visited power plants and went camping. In case the teachers are watching, it definitely wasn't a holiday. This video is in Wales, either in Snowdonia National Park or nearby. It's in the northwest corner of Wales, about an hour and a half from Chester. This video is split into chapters. The first portion is a tour of North Wales. However, if you want to skip straight to the chapter on hydropower, you can go to chapter 2. There it explains about the technology and is based on our visit to Rheidol Hydro power plant. Snowdonia National Park, also known as Rheidol National Park, it covers an area of 2,100 square kilometres or 823 square miles and has 9 mountain ranges. It's home to 26,000 people with approximately 4 million people visiting every year. It's a popular destination for hikers with 2,400 kilometres or 1,497 miles of walking trails.
Reaching high, the cold sets in deep. I see the world, so small it seems. Step by step, through trials and pain. Turns out, it's just a scene. Miss the sights, left friends behind. The high places, the cold.
Snowdonia's geology has a history covering 650 million years. At that time, Wales was actually a series of volcanic islands near the South Pole. Over more than 100 million years, the islands merged to form the continent of Avalonia. During the period 528 to 485 million years ago, the area was flooded by seawater forming the Welsh Basin. During this period, marine sediments settled and formed the underlying rock strata. During the period 485 to 444 million years ago, volcanic activity became a key factor with a vast amount of ash and lava erupting from underwater volcanoes. Volcanic or igneous rock is much harder than sedimentary. Most of the craggy areas of Snowdonia are made of igneous rock. During the period 419 to 359 million years ago, Avalonia joined with Laurentia, now known as North America, Scotland and Northern Ireland. The tectonic activity during this period enabled immense forces to fold the rocks and also led to recrystallization of mineral grains, which created Welsh slate. Over the last 2.6 million years, glaciers have been responsible for moulding the landscape. In this second chapter, we look at the hydro sector and Rheidol Hydro power plant in particular. The UK has an installed hydro pump storage capacity of approximately 4,700 megawatt. However, the 1,800 megawatt in-all-week pump storage plant in Snowdonia has been shut down for maintenance since 2021, allegedly due to aging components, although I wasn't able to get any further information. English and Welsh sites have largely been exploited. However, Scotland has the potential for an additional 2,500 megawatts of hydro. Rheidol Hydro Power Plant became operational in 1964 with a capacity of 49 megawatts and an annual generation of 93 gigawatt hours. This is sufficient to power 35,000 UK households. It covers an area of 162 square kilometres or 62 square miles. It has subsequently been repowered with a capacity of 55 megawatts. It was designed to blend in with the environment with pipes buried in the hillside and dams are not obvious. Furthermore, fish ladders were installed which at the time were cutting edge technology. A series of aqueducts collects the water and channels it into the Nanti Mog Reservoir. From there, water flows to a power station at Dinas with a 13 megawatt generator. The additional reservoir at Dinas then supplies water to the largest power station at Rheidol with two 20.5 megawatt generators. At Rheidol, a further reservoir has been created to avoid large variations in the flow of water downriver towards Aberystwyth. This reservoir collects the water that flows through the power station and releases it slowly through a 1 megawatt generator at Rheidol Dam. Construction of Rheidol took 7 years using 1,800 men at a cost of £10 million, about 302 million today, which at over £5 per megawatt is expensive. However, as fuel is free and other operating and maintenance costs low, it's still an economic benefit, especially as the capital cost has long been paid off. In terms of resettlement, only 2 brothers were relocated. Over the last 12 months, Hydro has supplied 1.4% of the country's requirements. This doesn't include pump storage because that consumes power as well as supplying it. Hydro plants are designed for 25 years, however, as Rheidol shows, the actual operating life can be decades longer than that. There are 3 main categories of hydro and they serve very different purposes. Run-of-river hydropower is the simplest of the 3 types. It channels flowing water from a river through a canal or penstock to spin a turbine. Typically, a run-of-river project will have little or no storage facility. Run-of-river provides a continuous supply of electricity, baseload, with some flexibility of operation for daily fluctuations in demand through water flow, which is regulated by the facility. Reservoir-based hydropower uses a dam to store water in a reservoir. Electricity is produced by releasing water from the reservoir through a turbine, which activates a generator. Some reservoir-based hydropower provides baseload, whilst others are started up at short notice according to demand of the system, i.e. peak load. It can offer enough storage capacity to operate independently of the hydrological inflow for many weeks or even months. Pump storage uses 2 water reservoirs at different elevations. The power station passes the water through a turbine to capture its energy as it flows from the higher reservoir to the lower one. It then imports power from the grid to pump water back up to the reservoir. After completing this cycle, it has a reserve energy storage capacity to release as needed. Pump storage is about 80% efficient, which is higher than batteries. Power generation is relatively simple with hydropower. Water causes the blades to rotate, which in turn causes power to be induced in the generator. Unlike other plants, the turbine generator is mounted vertically instead of horizontally. This stops the water entering the turbines. The power of water starts as potential energy because it's at a higher elevation than the turbine. In the turbine, it converts to mechanical energy and induces electrical energy. The amount of electrical energy produced is a combination of the height that the water drops, multiplied by gravity, multiplied by mass flow, multiplied by the turbine's efficiency. As explained in the wind plant video, electricity in the generator is induced or created through electromagnetic induction. The process is based on magnetism. The portion of the rotor inside the generator has magnets, and inside the generator casing has copper wires. When magnets of opposite poles, north-south, face each other, they attract, and when those of the same poles, north-north or south-south, face each other, they repel. The difference between a hydro turbine generator and those of other technologies is that the turbine rotates much more slowly, and if it is directly coupled, will not achieve close to 50 revolutions per second. This issue is overcome by having significantly more pairs of magnets than other turbines, so that 50 or 60 Hz can still be achieved. Electricity from the generator is stepped up or has its voltage increased using transformers, so that it can be exported to the grid to power our electrical needs. In terms of environmental footprint, an operational hydro plant releases no air pollutants, although it does release greenhouse gases due to when vegetation in the flooded area decomposes. It releases no thermal energy or wastewater. Noise is negligible. In terms of aesthetics, hydro plants are beautiful and can be blended into the environment. Hydro plants can be used for flood prevention and for irrigation. However, the large reservoirs may require ecosystems or villages to be flooded. However, they can also reduce freshwater supplies downstream of the dam. They can also lead to large amounts of siltation, which clogs up the reservoir near the dam and can prevent sediments flowing to areas that are needed. The US has decommissioned some dams due to the impact of their river flow. Global warming is having an impact on hydro, as some areas have greater rainfall and others reduce rainfall. plus the seasonal patterns may change. I hope you enjoyed this description of how a hydro plant works. In this series we visited a nuclear plant and a wind farm. At some point I'll make a video on other standard technologies used in the power sector, but for now, have a great week.